Parade, 15 minutes of music in the modern manner, sweet and slow, light and bright, produced for your entertainment by the Directorate of Public Relations of the Australian Army, featuring Laurie Wilson and the Hammond organ and backed by the On Parade Quintet. A telephone call was received last summer at a Victorian military camp. A voice said, "The whole of the Lower Murray is ablaze. Life and property is in danger. Can you bring 200 volunteers from the camp to assist?" That call set in motion a phase of Army activity which is now routine for Australian-based soldiers. Fighting bushfires, anywhere. When that call was received at Seymour, it set in motion activity that developed along well-planned lines. But before we tell you how the Army goes into action against bushfires, let's have a number from the quintet. Jive at 5. Now let me take you into the camp where this call was made for volunteers. The men were still in their pajamas. Every one of them stepped forward, the whole 500. But as only 60 men were required as the advance guard, men were selected from various companies. And while they dressed themselves suitably for firefighting, their mates, still in their pajamas, hurried around filling water bottles and assisting generally in the assembly of firefighting equipment in the shape of beaters, axes, rakes, buckets, mattocks, and picks. In the meantime, 3 5-ton trucks from the ordnance depot 2 miles away had arrived at the camp. Then came the motor transport for the men. How they arrived at their destination, I'll tell you after Arlene Forrest sings, "I Hadn't Anyone Till You."
I hadn't anyone till you. I was a lonely one till you. I used to lie awake and wonder if there could be a someone in this wide world just meant for me. Now I see I had to save my love for you. I never gave my love till you. And though my lonely heart's demanding it, Cupid took a hand in it. I
That convoy of Army vehicles loaded with men and firefighting equipment made straight for the railway station where a special train was waiting. Before in training, the men were issued with cigarettes. They were told not to waste these cigarettes because it was not known when they'd get more. They were also told to keep their firefighting equipment alongside them and be ready for immediate action. Within a few hours, they were at their destination, every man ready and eager to go to work fighting this terrible fire. You listen then to our pianist Ron Rosenberg playing Greensleeves. Well, now let's continue our story of the firefighters. Most people have heard how Army men tackled and defeated the flames which threatened so many homes. But they do not know how the Army came to the rescue of 3 townships by setting up cookhouses from which most of the population was fed. How it established telephonic communication between headquarters and the firefighters. How, when the original men were near exhaustion, more troops were brought into the fight to relieve them. How many of them faced grave danger on several occasions to save a homestead. And when one township was saved, how the whole populace turned out in the main street and expressed thanks to the Army firefighters. And that's all for the Army Firefighters and this edition. Now, this is Chris Christensen saying cheerio until the same time next week when this program, produced by the Directorate of Public Relations of the Australian Army and recorded by AWA, is again on parade.